Court wrapped up about 45 minutes ago. They got through about 3/4 of closing arguments, and prosecutors really tried to focus, or get jurors to focus in on, among other things, believing Megan Thee Stallion. In other words, saying essentially there's no reason to think that anything she said under oath was a lie. And then they pulled in other pieces of evidence that supported what she said. The flip side of this case, of course, is Tory Lanez. As a defendant, he did not testify. Defendants usually don't testify in their own criminal trial, so that wasn't necessarily surprising. But there have been plenty of surprises throughout this trial. Rapper Tory Lanez's trial in the LA County Criminal Courthouse has, over the past 2 weeks, gained attention well beyond it. Kyla Coleman is a Florida-based defense attorney not affiliated with this case.
If I were the defense attorney in this case, I would be doing exactly what's being done now, which is muddying the water.
Lanez has pleaded not guilty to shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot in July 2020. A surgeon confirmed under oath that Megan Pete, as she's referred to in court, had bullet fragments in her foot. But testimony from witnesses has painted a combative, chaotic night without conclusively revealing the essential question of who fired the shots. One of Megan Thee Stallion's ex-friends, Kelsey Harris, who was there that night, previously told investigators Lanez shot the gun, but has since backtracked. Another witness believes he saw a woman shoot, which favors the defense's theory that it was Harris. She denies that.
So the prosecutors, what they need to do is make sure the water is as clean as possible, tie up the loose ends for the jury.
The question for jurors to answer started, after all, as a very simple one.
And since then, we've seen this unraveling of her personal life, of her sex life, her love life. What does that have to do with anything, if anything?
I don't think that has anything to do with the case itself, but I think that it had been a long time coming.
Beyond criminal court, during Megan's testimony and in the court of public opinion online, people have been invested and divided.
Constantly having to prove she's a victim because society sides with a man.
Megan Thee Stallion spent some of the 2 years since the incident advocating for her own justice as a means to represent African-American women who don't often receive it.
And, you know, some people feel like she doesn't deserve any justice because of the lyrics that she has in her music, because of how she dresses. But at the end of the day, she's a human being that deserves to be given justice for what happened to her.
You know, the details are so important in every case, and definitely in this case. The detail here is that the question before jurors is not who shot Megan Thee Stallion, it is did Tory Lanez specifically shoot Megan Thee Stallion. Jurors will hear the end of the defense's closing arguments tomorrow, and then there's a chance for rebuttal, and they'll get sent to deliberate.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel, and download the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.